you are seeing my screen. And also, I just wanted to check to my team, if you can, when I play my first video, just let me know if there is any lag or not. Okay. So if you can, yes. Yeah, so if you can write your domain in the chat box, like which domain you are from, manufacturing, services, banking, IT, that will help me to understand you better, and I can tailor make my program accordingly. So instead of that, okay, you can participate in the poll, please. So instead of manufacturing, engineering, consultancy, services, IT. In the beginning, I had played IT. I don't know if you were there, Mohanad, but I had played about Lean Six Sigma applications in IT. Very recently, I played Lean Six Sigma in manufacturing and chemical. Okay, petrochemicals, Aramco, ADNOC. They are all our clients. SABIC and Bharat Petroleum, etc. They are all our clients, and good to see that people from wide industries, they are participating in the session. Great to know that, and thanks for participating in the poll. Manufacturing. So here I see that. Okay, again, I think you restarted the poll. Is it? Uh, okay. Once again, okay. I think my team has restarted the poll. No problem. Once again, if you can participate in the poll. Okay. Okay. Now everyone will be getting a certificate after the end of the session. You have to just answer 5 questions by going to the website, and you can always win a certificate. Right now, I'm in Riyadh. Those who are from Riyadh, you can say hi. You can meet me today. You can meet me in the evening anyway. I'm traveling from Riyadh to Dubai, then after that to Bangalore, then Melbourne, then Copenhagen, and that's the life of a master black belt. Okay, thanks for participating in the poll. Right now, I think around 100 people, 76 people had participated in the poll. But yes, thanks a lot. Now, you see that there are a lot of people from ICE, from operations, marketing. Okay, I think you have put the poll, second poll. Wait. Just wait for a while. Okay, people from operations, finance and procurement, okay, quality, IT. And I see that people from both manufacturing and services have joined in. So my examples, I will try to take from both manufacturing and services. In fact, Lean and Six Sigma is applicable to all industries, and it doesn't matter to which industry you belong, because everything is a number. It's a number game. It's about data analytics. Okay, so now let us have another poll. Maybe towards the end we will have some more polls, but right now, if do we have any other poll for the time being? Now, this I think we can do a little later towards the end, or maybe okay. Let's go ahead. Okay, so you can answer this question as well. Okay, so we just wanted to know that what typically what in fact, Lean and Six Sigma enhances your career and increases your salary also. So I will tell you by what percentage it increases your salary. Those who are independent consultants, those who would like to be independent, or those who would like to leave the job and try something new, they can also do lots of stuff with Lean and Six Sigma certification. So you are going to learn about what a Lean Six Sigma black belt and master black belt can achieve in total, and how he or she can increase the salary levels. So if you can just write, okay. Well, I think most of you, okay, fine. I got, yeah, please participate in this poll as well. So this will give me an idea how to make, what percentage I can promise you a salary increment. Later on, I think we can bifurcate or trifurcate those results in different currencies. My team, you can divide it in different currencies because it's very difficult to understand this part. Okay, great. I think welcome everyone. Those who have joined recently, we are into polling. And is there any other poll? My team can just let me know if there any other poll.
Nothing, sir.
Okay, fine. So that's great. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So we will now start and welcome once again to the Yellow Belt training program. Okay. So I'll introduce you to the company. As I told you, the first 5-10 minutes, people will keep joining in. So I'll spend some time in introducing you to the Lean Six Sigma, introducing to myself. And once everyone joins in, then we'll start talking about Lean and Six Sigma benefits, then introduction to Lean and Six Sigma. And once you know or you claim that you are a Lean and Six Sigma Yellow Belt, you should know definitely about DMAC. DMAIC, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. DMAC is the methodology used by all the green belts and black belts around the world to improve processes in any industry. So please understand, Lean and Six Sigma is applicable to all industries. We have got hospitals, we have got theme parks, we have got Disneyland, Ferrari World, we have got Warner Brothers, we have got Steel Authority of India, Bharat Petroleum, SABIC, ADNOC, Bank Muscat, Riyadh Bank, so many clients, DP World, all the warehouses, the biggest of the biggest warehouses, all these companies, they are all some of the biggest IT companies. Lot of IT consulting companies who are consulting their clients in Six Sigma, they are taking training. Their consultants are taking training from us. So this is the kind of Lean and Six Sigma impacts in all the industries, So we'll see how to implement Lean and Six Sigma in the organization towards the end, if time permits. It's a limited time, 2 hours to 2.5 hours. So although this is a 2-hour program, but I will request you to spend around 2.5 hours. If you are able to spend 2.5 hours, you will learn more. I will show you case studies. After the session, I will show you some case studies also that will enhance your understanding about Lean and Six Sigma. And still some time is there, then I'll also discuss about some Lean topics also. So let us start with the introduction. Let me welcome you with a formal video, and just let me know, my team can let me know if they are able to properly see the video. Hi, welcome to Anexas. Anexas has been consulting and training the professionals in the organizations around the world since 2006, and we have trained more than 150,000 people and consulted for more than 500 organizations, which includes Fortune 100 organizations too. I'm Amitabh Saxena, and I have designed this program based on my 30 years of experience while working in various industries across many domains. The whole Anexas team once again joins me in welcoming you.
You're on mute.
With a formal welcome, let me talk about the company. We have trained more than 150,000 people around the world in almost all continents, and we have been there for the last 17 years and the 18th year in the running. Personally, I have trained people for the last 25 years in process excellence, process improvement, Lean, Six Sigma, management, project management, recently artificial intelligence, machine learning, data analytics, data science. I'm a chemical engineer originally, did an MBA from Jamnalal Bajaj, worked for 12 hours per day, earning very less money. I'm also an amateur poet. I keep participating in all the poetry events. The next one is in Jashn-e-Rekhta in Delhi. It's coming up. But anyway, I wanted to earn money. Generally, poets don't earn money, enough money, right? So I wanted to earn money. One fine day, my company told that they are going to select top 10 performers and send them for some green belt or black belt training. And these people will make a huge difference to the organization. So I thought, in fact, it was in the late 1990s when I had spent around 8 to 9 years in the petrochemical industries. I was working for a company which was into petrochemicals manufacturing. And I thought I was one of the top 10 performers in the company, but unfortunately, the company did not think so. And I was not selected for this training. But one good thing I observed was that the people who went for this training, they were able to make a huge impact to the organization. They were able to do some nice projects, which they called as black belt projects, and they were able to make a huge impact in terms of money, in terms of quality. So I thought in the next batch, I will go for this training. But unfortunately, that next batch never happened. So I thought, let me invest my own money. And I went and I found some places where I could get this certification. Those days, in late 1990s, it used to be very, very costly. So I found one and I traveled to Paris and I did my training program. I invested real good money. Those days, it used to be, as I said, costly. And finally, I became a green belt, black belt, master black belt. I'm now a data scientist to PMP CPHQ with 33 years of experience. And some of my clients include the 15 Fortune 100 companies. They are real big companies, and they have benefited from our services. Well, so yeah, guided more than 1,000 projects. Right now, I'm in Riyadh and I'm working on one of the clients, and we have made a huge difference in the just last 1 week. Me and my team of black belts, they have made a huge difference by using Lean Six Sigma principles. What some of you might be, I think some of you are already green belts and black belts from me, and I see some of them. Welcome once again. I think you are here for a revision. Welcome to you. So some of the black belts and master black belt projects, some black belt projects give you millions and millions of dollars of savings. So that's what right now a project which just we completed has delivered, and we are very proud of it. You too can achieve all these things and much more, because there is a huge requirement of Lean and Six Sigma professionals in today's world. Today, you are going to learn not only from me, but also what I learned from my students over the last 25 years. Some of my students, like the one who's the CEO of the present organization, he was my student in 2009. So I keep learning from them as well. You are going to learn a lot. In just 2 hours, you will learn lots of tools and techniques. Some of the photographs just to prove that I've been doing training programs worldwide in different cities, different places. I take pride in telling that I've conducted the first ever black belt training program in whole of Middle East. That was incidentally for a hospital and also for a petroleum oil and gas company simultaneously in the same week. We did these same 2-3 weeks. We did this program back in 2007, 2008. The largest pharmaceutical company, the best of the best banks, the best of the best, the shipping company in Copenhagen, headquartered in Copenhagen, Maersk also. We have done the training, won some awards in different forums, and also appeared on TV shows, keep writing articles for different newspapers.
I am Shekhar Suman, and I wish to congratulate all the Six Sigma certified black belt from Anexas. All the best. Thank you.
Some of you might recognize the gentleman. He used to be a Bollywood hero earlier in 80s, 90s, but he's a TV show host now. Participated in worldwide conferences. So I think you...
On 21st of May 2019, I'm going to speak in American Society of Quality's World Conference in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm going to talk about
continuously for Indian Railways, Saudi Railways, and American Railways. They are all our clients.
It's an honor.
But there are a lot of
railways
videos I have. But well, I will just skip them. I keep writing the articles as well in Hindi. In Dainik Bhaskar, it's a very the number one Hindi daily in India. Gulf News, Times of India, etc. So a lot of credentials I have, but yeah, one last one, Deputy Health Minister of Saudi Arabia, Dr. Tarif Alama. He has got some few words for us. Similarly, Dr. Muhammad Abdul Ali, who's the spokesperson of Ministry of Health, etc., etc. So lots of credentials. Maybe towards the end, if you need, I'll be happy to share more. Okay, so now I hope you have understood that you are in the safe hands. You are learning Lean Six Sigma from the right person. Okay, tell me, a manufacturing company improves production by 30%. A hospital reduces discharge time of patients from 3 hours to 15 minutes. 64% reduction in recruitment cycle time in multinational company. Hotel improves customer experience and increases bookings to almost 2 times. A bank reduces errors and cycle times by 80% with enhanced CSAT, customer satisfaction index. Insurance company claims times reduced by 70%. What is common? What do you think is common? So let's hear from you. Okay, let me read out who has given the right answer. Okay. Okay, so Abdul Aziz is telling time. Yes, you're right. Humayun, Android, Saurav, Manikandan, Gopi, Amir, Pranjal, Muhammad, almost Rajil, Amna, almost everyone is correct. Suresh, okay. Yeah. DeRose, thank you. Thanks a lot. All of you are right. And one common thread. Venu, JP, Muhammad, Javed, okay, Shiva, almost all of you are correct. And the common thing also, one common thing is, all of them are Lean and Six Sigma improvement projects. So what is the simple definition of Lean and Six Sigma? If someone asked me, give me one line definition of Lean and Six Sigma. So in my opinion, it is about converting the improvement opportunities in the organizations to projects. Converting the improvement opportunities in the organizations to projects. Yeah. What does it mean? Whatever you want to improve in your organization, convert into a project and complete the project. Now, what is the basic definition of a project? Lean
So
and
your
Six Sigma.
video and voice is breaking.
Okay, my voice breaking. Okay, let me change my. Just give me 1 minute. If this works, just wait. Is it better? Is it better? It's a hotel connection right now. Okay, so I've just changed to mobile connection. Mobile. Anyone from Mobile? So now I've changed to Mobile. It's a very popular internet provider. Yeah. Now it's okay, right? So that let me know. I'll keep on changing connections. During the travels, it happens usually. Yes. So coming back. So Lean and Six Sigma is what? Lean and Six Sigma is about doing an improvement project in a process. Now, what is the definition of a project? Once again, I repeat, it is a one-time endeavor. It is a starting point. It is an end point. It doesn't exist after some time. Yeah. So 3 months project usually is a green belt project, and 6 months is for black belt project. Okay. Now, whatever you want to improve, if you want to, let's say, improve productivity in your organization, you can say today my productivity is 85%. I would like to increase it to 90% in the next 3 months. That becomes a green belt project. Today, my production is 300 tons per day. I would like to increase this to 320 tons per day in the next 6 months. That becomes a black belt project. Errors in my process are 10 errors per day. I would like to reduce it to less than 3 errors per day. This is an improvement project. So these are all examples of improvement project. Whatever you want to improve, make a SMART goal, describe your problem, and then complete the projects. Now, can anyone do this project? Of course, anyone can do the project. But will anyone will be successful? Maybe not. Why? Because you may not have the necessary tools. You may not have the proven methodology with you. So Lean and Six Sigma provides this methodology, the DMAC methodology, and I'll take you through DMAC methodology. I will also show you a project. We will together do a project. We'll choose a simple project which everyone would understand, like reducing the recruitment cycle time in an organization. So we'll try to do a project which from a process which almost everyone can understand. That's the whole idea. Now, when I'm looking at talking about projects, the projects are chosen in the processes. So lots of organizations, as I was telling you, we have done and applied. So it is not pure talk. This is not pure theory. Personally, I have seen the results, and personally, I have made the difference. We have got lots and lots of projects. When you join my green belt and black belt trainings, you get to see and get to get the repository of lots of projects in almost all industries. So what Lean and Six Sigma can do it for you? It can reduce the cost, reduce the defects, reduce the waste, reduce the rework, reduce the cycle times. Okay. And also improve the quality, production efficiency, productivity, customer satisfaction, capacity, profitability, and resilience. And which CEO would not love a person who can attain all these things? So all CEOs love black belts because black belts improve the efficiency. Black belt reduce the costs. Okay, let us learn about the history of Six Sigma. So what I will do, I'll use a video. And when you find my sessions, especially the green belt and black belt sessions, you always get all these videos, whole video recordings also you get. Today also you'll be receiving all the the whole video recording of this yellow belt training program. And towards the end, if you attend the full session, which is around 2 hours, 15 minutes, you will also be getting a yellow belt certificate. And this yellow belt certificate is valid worldwide.
Green belts and black belts are those individuals who can do improvement projects in the organization by choosing improvement opportunities and converting these improvement opportunities into projects. It all started in Motorola when Bob Galvin, the CEO, took a challenge saying that I would like to improve everything by 5 times in the organization. And he was told about some statistical tools and techniques which Bill Smith and Michael Harry were using to improve the processes. Bob Galvin was so much impressed with what Bill Smith and Michael Harry were doing, he told them to develop a methodology which, if applied to the organizational processes, can improve the processes. So he was particularly impressed with what Bill Smith and Michael Harry were doing. They were choosing improvement projects. Now, what is the definition? As I told you, definition of a project is it has a starting point, it has an end point, it doesn't exist after some time. So Bill Smith and Michael Harry will translate the improvement opportunities in the organization to projects, and applying tools and techniques of statistics, they would find the root causes of the problem, and then after solving the root causes of the problem would impact the organizational bottom line. Both of them developed Six Sigma DMAC methodology. They started training the green belts and black belts. Green belts and black belts were the people who could fight all the quality related problems in the organizations. Six Sigma brought in a lot of benefits for Motorola, and it also won Malcolm Baldrige Award in 1988. Jack Welch of GE was so much impressed with this methodology that he told his employees that you would not be promoted if you are not a green belt. So everyone wanted to be a green belt, everyone started doing projects. Then GE started telling their vendors and suppliers that if you want to have business from GE, you need to implement Six Sigma. So vendors also started asking what is Six Sigma, and GE would say that we will send our master black belts and train you in this methodology. So in this manner, Lean Six Sigma spread out around the world, and today almost 80% of the Fortune 100 companies and many, many more companies around the world have implemented Six Sigma and Lean. Lean started in Toyota. I will tell you the
Now, there is not enough time to tell you the whole story of Toyota and Lean, but I have made a video, and if you are interested, a technique called flow, and also the takt time and full calculation of takt time and flow, and how to apply this to your industry. That video is available on our YouTube channel, Anexas YouTube channel. You can always subscribe to that channel, and you will get access to all the videos. And this particular yellow belt session is also available there on the same Anexas channel. So please subscribe, and if you subscribe, everything will be free for you. Well, so now let us look at what's next. Let us understand what is Lean and Six Sigma. Okay, before we try to understand that, let us understand the model of any organization in the world. Okay, so I'm going to now draw the model of any organization. It's not like, particularly manufacturing, service, hospital, bank, nothing. All organizations. See, all the tools and techniques of Lean Six Sigma are applicable to all industries, and I've been telling this for the last around 20 minutes. So just get convinced. There's no program like Lean and Six Sigma in healthcare, Lean and Six Sigma for oil industry, Lean and Six Sigma for a bank. There's nothing like that. It is all about data analytics, solving your problems using data analytics, okay, through the trained green belts and black belts, and making a huge difference to your organization. That's what Lean Six Sigma is. Now think of your organization as I draw this diagram, and you will find that every organization has got certain processes with some steps. Okay. They have certain inputs. Which are processed through a series of steps. Let's say A, B, C, D. They are processed through a series of steps. Delivering an output. The output could be either a product or a service. There is no third kind of output. Either you're producing, your output is a product. Like say, for example, if you're manufacturing chocolates, then your product is chocolate. If you are in a bank, then you are opening an account and serving the customers, then that is a service. Or if you're a hospital, you are serving the patients. So either you are producing an output or a service. These outputs are consumed by the customers. Yeah, they are consumed by the customers. And these customers, they give a feedback to your organization. So they give a feedback to your organization. Okay. You can also predict the demand, or they will tell you about the demand of the products or the services. How much chocolates, how many chocolates I want. Or as in healthcare, you can predict what kind, how many patients of this particular diseases are going to likely to turn up in the next 1 week. During COVID, this really helped a lot. So you have got feedback coming from the customers and likely demand coming from the customers. So your planning and scheduling team or strategy team will devise certain strategies or plans, and inform the suppliers. Now think of your organization, and this is also happening in your organization. And tell me if you are able to, imagine. You are able to imagine about your customers. You are able to imagine about your strategy department. Someone is there in your organization. Maybe you're not seeing them, but they are there. They exist. And they are interacting with the suppliers and telling the suppliers to supply the inputs. So these inputs, yeah, when they are processed through a series of steps, produce outputs. And these outputs could be product or services consumed by the customers. Customers give the feedback, and then the cycle continues. I hope. Please let me know if you are able to visualize. Please let me know. Are you able to visualize it for your organization? Madhu is telling yes. Okay, thank you. Now, customer, our job is to make the customer happy. The customer is not interested in your product or services. Customer is not interested in your product or services. Sorry to tell you that. Oh, you thought you are producing a nice car and customer is interested in your car? No. Customer is interested in the value he or she is going to derive from your product or services. Okay. Customer is interested in the value. So suppose you are producing car, the value of the car is ability to transport themselves from one place to another place comfortably. That is the value. Yeah. If you are producing Ferrari, then the value would be, prestige or whatever. You ask the customer what value they are getting out of Ferrari. But they are interested in the value. But how do you provide the value? Of course, through product or services. And then you have to measure also that how you are performing. What is your performance? And for that, you will measure the performance. There are 3 measures for sure. Always will be there for any product or service. 3 measures will be always there. See, you cannot improve if you cannot measure. So you have to measure. What are the 3 measures? One is the time. It could be related to cycle times, delivery time, time taken to complete a job, time taken to complete a process, time taken to produce something, time, something related to time. Then something related to quality, which I can measure using errors. How many errors or how many defects I'm producing, number of errors, number of defects. And the third is about cost. Now, these 3 measures are always there. Plus, there could be 10 or hundreds of other measures also. Like, for example, if you are producing chocolate, then it could be weight of the chocolate. Yeah. If you are if you are a bank, then, compliance related issues, how well you are complying. Yeah. If you're an IT, it could be data security. It could be in a hospital, it could be infection rate. So these other measures are also there, definitely there. But these 3 measures will always be there: time, errors, defects, and costs. And all other measures can be, classified into these 3. Yeah. So if you are not complying, it becomes a defect or an error. If your infection rates are above a particular value, let's say 2%, it's a defect. In a way, you can measure everything. Now, if you think you cannot measure everything, I'll tell you how to measure everything in a short while. So don't worry about it. But please remember, rule number 1 is you can measure everything. First of all, rule number 1 is you cannot improve if you cannot measure. And the second rule is you can measure everything. And third rule is, if you think something cannot be measured, go back to rule number 2. That means everything can be measured. Now, jokes apart, rule number 3 is, if you think something cannot be measured, it is probably attribute data. Okay. So more about it, and I will take you through some statistics also, some basic statistics, because usually there are 2-3 ways of conducting a program. I always start with ground zero, means assuming that you don't know anything about quality and lean or Six Sigma, which of course, that's how I started. Then after half an hour, I'll check with you whether you are understanding everything and it's not complicated enough for you. Then I will start complicating the things. I will starting raising the level of the training, depending on your responses. And if you say, oh, I'm confused, I can't understand anything what you're talking about. So I'll simplify it. Generally, Yellow Belt is a very simple program. But I will try to even give you some insights into green belt tools and black belt tools also. Black belt, it may not be possible, but definitely green belt tools I will talk about. And if time permits, I will even demonstrate the use of tools. As a yellow belt, you have to just know about these tools and techniques. But as a green belt, you have to do projects. You should be thorough in these tools and techniques. So when you join my green belt training, we practice together. These tools are practiced together. We give you the tools, we give you the software, we give you the, and it's all complementary. The software which we give is complementary. So everything is given, and this is used by all over the world. These softwares are nothing, our product. So generic software is used by all the companies around the world. We help you understand them. And then you yourself are independent enough to do these Lean and Six Sigma projects and make a difference to any organization of your choice. It could be your own organization, or it could be if you want to become a consultant, then it could be for some other organization. So now whatever you saw here is known as systems map, systems thinking. Think in terms of systems. Don't think in terms of silos. You may be from department B, but you are not thinking about only department B. You are thinking about department A also, C also, outputs also, customers also, and its feedback, their feedback also, planning also, suppliers. They exist, at least you are aware of it. This is known as systems thinking, given by Dr. Edward Deming. He was a quality guru, and he told that you should think in terms of systems. And problems are in the systems. Problems are in the processes. Problems are not in the people. So all the errors, all the delays, all the high costs, low productivity, weight variation, compliance-related issues, infection rates, they are because of the system and the processes and not due to the people. Of course, 10-15% is contributed by people. It's not like that. So 80%, 85% of the problems are due to the processes and the system. So if you want to speed up your process, if you want to reduce your errors, if you want to increase your productivity, efficiency, reduce the costs, you need to change the process. Don't blame the people. People may come and go out of the system, but your system will keep on producing 10% mistakes. Right? And the same person who goes to another system, another setup, he doesn't produce any mistake. What does it prove? It proves that the problems are in the processes and the systems. And that is why Lean and Six Sigma is about process excellence. And all the tools and techniques which you are going to learn, or you will not learn, but you will get exposed to today. In fact, some of them you can learn. I'll give you some good videos also. You can watch them later on and you can master those techniques. Who's stopping you to at least watch the videos and master those techniques? You can always do that. But today's program, Yellow Belt session, is to give an exposure to these tools and techniques so that you can, with confidence, say that, yeah, I'm aware of cause and effect diagram. Yeah. I may not be able to construct it, but yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware of Pareto diagram. I am aware of scatter diagram. I'm aware of control charts. It's philosophy. I'm aware of histogram. I'm aware of a little bit of standard deviation, what exactly it is. I'm aware of some 7 or 8 tools, the wastes the system. That is what the whole purpose of this this Yellow Belt training is. And while I make you aware of these tools and techniques, we will be doing a project. That project will start after, say, 15 to 20 minutes. But before that, I'll give you a brief background, some basic concepts you should know so that our journey of doing a project is smooth. We should be able to do a very nice project if we understand a little bit of fundamental topics in Lean and Six Sigma, it will help us to understand what exactly is happening in the project. So, what is silo approach? I'm in my own silo. I'm from department B. I go at 8 a.m. in the morning, 5 p.m. in the evening. I come out. I'm happy that I did my 20 jobs assigned to me. That is silo approach. And what is systems thinking? Systems thinking is I'm not only part of, I'm of course part of B, but not only part of B, I'm a part of the whole system. This is also known as value stream mapping, value stream map. How the value for the customer is created. I was talking about the value. Yeah. Let's take an example. You are my customers right now. What is the output right now I'm delivering? Through a process, of course, I have got some inputs, my PowerPoint presentation, my skills, my experience. This is being processed and it is producing a result. Output is a yellow belt training. It is a service, isn't it? Are you interested? And of course, a certificate, a product will be there, a certificate. But honestly, you may say that, yeah, I'm interested in training, I'm interested in the certificate, but what is the value you are trying to derive? You are trying to get the knowledge. You are trying to enhance your knowledge about a tool which can help improve your skills to improve the processes of another company, of your own company, wherever you are working, or any other company you are going to join in the future. This is the value. This is the real value. Now, how this value is created? It is created through a series of steps. Now, to create this value, if I tell you, well, I know I traveled from right now, actually, before that, I was in Melbourne, in Australia, and traveled, took a flight from there, and then I'm staying in a hotel here, and, and then I'm switching on my laptop. And are you interested? This is part of the process. But you are not interested. You are not willing to pay for that. You are willing to pay for the value, for that knowledge, which will enhance your skills to make a difference to an organization. That is what this value for. Well, your value is that. And you are looking for that value. And to you, my traveling, my opening the laptop and starting the laptop, my entering the password, all these are non-value added activities. These are wastes. There's a lot of waste in your processes as well. The customer wants a value, but to create that value, you do a lot of steps which the customer is not willing to pay for. That is known as waste. Very briefly, I'll talk about waste very, very briefly. But before I move on, one more thing. If there is continuous flow, how the value is created, the outputs, the value is created for the customers give the feedback, which is also of value. Then planning is also valuable. Suppliers giving the inputs is also valuable. The value is enhanced and enhanced and enhanced and further delivered to the customers when they use the products. This is how the value flows. This is known as value stream. And this map is known as value stream mapping. And if there is a continuous flow without any interruption, then system is healthy. Otherwise, if there is an interruption, B is fast, C is slow, you will have waiting times or work in process inventory in case of manufacturing, or in case of services also, work in process inventory. This is all waste. They're also known as bottlenecks. So this study can be easily done by doing Gemba. So before I go to the statistical part, which will be also very interesting, let me finish off the easier part. Easier part is the lean. Lean is a little easier. Six Sigma takes a little bit of understanding, some fundamental knowledge. Or in fact, if you don't have the knowledge, don't worry, I'll give you the knowledge. I will introduce you to some statistical concepts as well. You should be ready to accept it, right? Because it is of great value to you and to the society as well. Because you, if you're working in healthcare, in fact, I've trained more than 5,000 physicians and nurses till date. apart from engineering community, which has like runs into thousands, maybe 20, 30,000 for chartered accountants, banking, and all the different industries, everyone derives value from these use of tools and techniques. And all these concepts which you are learning here are applicable to all industries. So some people are asking, is it applicable to different industries? They keep asking. I'm just answering everyone, collectively I'm answering. Yeah. So it is applicable. Your questions, I'm just seeing your questions. It's applicable to all your industries. Yeah. And by the way, I have applied this to all the industries. Sometimes it may feel a little, I'm not being humble. Then, hey, I've done this, I've done that. But yeah, at the age of 55 and 3 or 4 years of experience, you can afford to be less humble, right? Okay, so sorry for that. I keep bragging about this, but it's truth. I've really done it. Some of you already might be knowing about it as well. If you are on my LinkedIn, if you are following me on LinkedIn, I think you must be knowing a lot about me. Okay. Now, let me tell you. So I will define lean in one sentence and Six Sigma in one sentence. Okay. Lean, I can define in one sentence and you probably will understand also. But Six Sigma, I'll still define in one sentence, but the explanation will come a little later because I have not given enough background about that. Lean is about, now, okay, one more concept I talked about, Gemba. Gemba means go to the field, go to the place of action. Gemba means go to the place where the people are working and see how they are working. Look at them, how they are working. Look at the way people are doing their jobs. Walk with them. That is known as Gemba. I've got excellent videos on Gemba. I've got excellent videos on different uh, uh, types of wastes, but there's not much time to show all of them. But very briefly, I'll just tell you about that. How many of you are from healthcare? Just let me know. I can say I'll keep giving different industries examples. I saw a lot of people from healthcare have joined today. So maybe I'll start with some healthcare examples very quickly. And then I'll move on to the manufacturing and then services examples. And I'll do a project in services reducing the recruitment cycle time in a company, because everyone understands what is recruitment cycle time, right? So I will do a project and you will see me doing the project and applying these tools and techniques. So first is about lean. Lean is about going to the place of action, mapping the process as it is, identifying how value is created in the system, and identifying the non-value added steps, which is also known as waste, or in Japanese, we call it as muda. Muda. Muda means waste in Japanese. So there are different types of waste: overproduction, waiting, transportation, overprocessing, inventory, rework, rejections. Very quickly, because, okay, some people, how many of, just say no if you have never heard of this kind of terms. Just say no. And if you have heard, then say yes. I will know, because if everyone is aware of this, then there's no point in talking much about this, and I'll jump to the statistical concepts directly. But if a lot of people have, so I've had some mixed reactions here. So quite a few have not heard of. Okay, fine, no problem. I'll quickly take you through this. So maybe actually I had generally I skipped this explanation because most of the time I find everyone has heard of it. So let me jump towards the end. This is just, I'm going to the appendix part, because usually I don't talk much about this. So let me, yeah. So very quickly, I'll take you through this. Lean means war on waste. So I'm taking an example of healthcare because a lot of doctors and nurses have joined today. I am not sure for what reason. Today we have got a good number. But yeah, it's not good, like 30% of the people, participants are from healthcare today. 70%, I'll take care of the 70% of, don't worry. So these are some examples. We did lots of hospitals: King Fahd Medical City, International Medical Center, Beijing Hospital, National Healthcare Service in UK, Bangkok Hospital, Apollo Hospitals, so many hospitals, around the world. They are our clients. And just to take an example of a simple process, almost everyone understands. When you do a blood test, there are a lot of non-value added activities. See, what is the value you are deriving out of that blood test? You want to know your health status. That is the value. But you walk to the OPD, register in OPD, walk to the lab. These are all non-value added activities. You are not willing to pay for them. You are not willing. You have to pay for it. That's a different thing. But you're not willing to pay for them. You want to know the health status. Yes. So the company which thinks about the value and prevents those non-valued activities or reduces the non-valued activities will be the company which will be the leader. So in some of the hospitals, we have eliminated registration in OPD, walking, etc., by changing the process. Anyway, here the value-added activities only, there are two: drawing the blood and processing the blood. That is what is known as value-added and non-value-added activities. There are lots of waste, like for example, waste of intelligence. 80% of the nurse calls from inpatients are housekeeping in nature. Means my bed cover is dirty, my pillow cover is dirty. Nurse is there to give the medicine or treat the patient or take care of the patient. But if you are making the nurse busy with some other activities, it's waste of her intelligence. Similarly, surgeon is waiting for the operation theater to get ready is a waste. There are lots of case studies which we have in our repository, where we have doubled the cardiology lab capacity from 8 to 16, reduced the diagnosis time from 2000 minutes to 64 minutes, cutting down the admissions from 17 minutes to 5 minutes, reducing the signatures. By the way, approval is a waste in all processes. I'm talking about every manufacturing, banking, logistics, every organization. Approval is a waste. It is not adding any value. So you can remove the approvals or reduce the number of approvals. So try to eliminate waste and create value for the organizations. Some of the examples: unnecessary waiting, unnecessary transportation errors, unnecessary process motion. Person who is not utilized fully is a waste. And equipment which is not utilized fully is a waste. Cost of a 5-minute empty walk. Yeah. So another, on a funny note, walk to elevator 1 minute, elevator wait 3 minutes, elevator travel 1 minute, lab to, all these. If you do the calculations, it costs a lot of money. Cost of elevator wait per day per nurse is $12, multiplied by 200 nurses, multiplied by 365 days. In a hospital, comes into some millions of dollars. We are not aware of it. Now, this was an example from healthcare. Same is true for your own organization also. Lab and pharmacy on second floor, radiation equipment on ground floor. Why can't we have this on same floor? Do a spaghetti diagram. Spaghetti means track the movement like spaghetti diagram, and then identify, well, a lot of waste in the system. Then you can use some Poka-OK technique. Poka-OK is mistake proofing. Even by mistake, you cannot commit a mistake. Like rice cooker, even by mistake, you cannot burn the rice because it automatically switches off. So similar techniques can be utilized. They're coming from manufacturing, but they can be utilized in healthcare, in bank. In bank, we eliminated the errors by using Poka-OK or mistake proofing technique. Mistake proofing, or also known as idiot proofing. Even an idiot or even a person, or a foolish person also cannot commit a mistake. So it is also known as fool proofing. Yeah, so some of the examples are here, given here. You cannot operate beyond safe limits. Then you have got some abnormal values. They will be automatically rejected. Oxygen cylinder cannot be connected to nitrogen cylinder. Even if you want, you cannot commit. You cannot connect. So these are all examples of Poka-OK. Fixed number of packages during surgery. so that you don't forget anything. Complete catheter kits for insertion, prepackaged medication card with correct dosage. All these things will prevent mistakes or errors. Well, so just wanted to take you through this, but let us go back to our original slide. So this is for those who did not know about what is waste. So we just took an example of waiting. Waiting is a waste. Transportation, moving from one place to another place is not adding any value. Rework, anything starting with revision, revisit, rework is a waste, because you committed a mistake. First, you did not do your job right the first time. You wasted the organization's resources, and then obviously that costs money, and the customer has to pay for it. It's totally a waste. Okay, so that was about lean. So lean, one line definition again. Mapping the processes as it is, and then identifying the waste in these processes and reducing the cycle times, and applying techniques like Poka-Yoke to reduce the errors in the system. That is known as lean. One line definition. Simple and sweet. Now, one line definition of Six Sigma. Okay, I'll give you the definition first, then I'll explain. Six Sigma is about reducing the variation in the process, because if there is too much of variation in the process or a product, in your product or services, if you have too much of variation, customers will not like it. So reducing the variation in the process so that customer knows about your product or service, that it is consistent without any errors or mistakes. That is known as Six Sigma. That was a very simple definition. Now, both Lean and Six Sigma are talking about improvement, talking about pleasing the customers, keeping the customer in mind. But there's nothing like Lean is better or Six Sigma is better. Both are good. Some problems can be solved using Lean. Some problems can be solved using only Six Sigma. So why not learn both? Who's stopping you from learning both? No. Some people say Lean is better, Lean is better. Because they don't understand Six Sigma. They can't understand the statistical part of Six Sigma. But Six Sigma is very, very powerful. Small 30, 40 samples, you can make a huge difference. You can understand about your process the way you have never understood. Okay. So let us first understand some basic concepts of what is Six Sigma. First of all, let me ask you, are you open to a little bit of statistical learning? Yes or no? You just, otherwise I can keep this program very simple. And I can say, well, if you want to know this higher end statistics, please join my green belt and black belt training. Of course, I will teach you ANOVA and chi-square statistics and what great difference you can make to the industry by learning these tools and techniques. But if you're open to that, then only I will talk. If you, if you say, well, it's too complicated for me, then okay. So most of you are telling you would like to learn a little bit. So you are asking for it. So it's up to you. You asked for it. Don't tell me later on, well, we are confused. Or before that, of course, you will not get confused. You will be enlightened. My dear friend, you will be enlightened. Yes. Sometimes it may happen when you go to your organization on Monday or a Sunday, if you are in Middle East, then in that case, you will look at your own machine, you will look at your own process in a different way. You will hear some voice of process. Process is trying to tell you something. This you will hear for the first time. Okay. So before I proceed with that, let me also tell you, yellow belts are those who understand the basic concepts. Green belts are the people who can do projects. Black belts are the people who can do more complex projects, bigger projects. Master black belts are the people who can train and teach and consult and manage the Lean and Six Sigma implementation of in our organization. So master black belts teach the green belts and black belts. They guide them as they do the projects. And they can also roll out Lean and Six Sigma in the whole organization, or independently, if you want to become a consultant, then as a consultant, they can make a transformation in any organization. Now, Anexas is one of the few companies in the world who have been conducting training programs right from yellow to master black belt for the last 17 years. And today also very few companies are there who conduct even master black belt training. Most of them, they stop at green belt or sometimes black belt. And even if they train you in black belt, they don't touch upon the in-depth statistical skills of the black belt curriculum. So that is one of the challenges we see. Sometimes I see my own students start conducting the training programs, in a simple way, which we encourage, by the way. We encourage. If you become a master black belt, we give you a certificate, and entitlement to you can conduct the training programs in Lean and Six Sigma. But the fact is that when you are doing when you are learning about green and black belt and master black belt, usually you should be thorough in the subject. It takes a little time. So learning and getting certification is easy. When you join my programs, green and black belt programs or master black belt programs, certification is assured. You can attempt any number of times the exam. Mostly people pass in the first attempt, and the exam is conducted by AEC and Copenhagen, and this certificate is valid worldwide, around the world, in all the companies. It is very much recognized by almost all the Fortune 100 companies. Plus, we are also affiliated to various organizations. Whichever organization, if you want to appear for some different certification exam, feel free to do that. Only thing is they ask for some money for that. So that's extra money. If you want to appear for any exam, you can also always appear. But when you join our courses as green belts and black belts, everything is included in it, training as well as the certification. Yellow belt certification is free, and the green belt and black belt, of course, there is some fee because there is a lot of effort involved. A team of more than 50 or 60 people is totally helping you deliver this training program. When you join this program, if you are going to register today, towards the end, I will tell you how to register. And if you are in a hurry, some of you are in a hurry, you can register. I can put the link now also. But please stay on. Learn about green belt tools and techniques, and then you decide. But of course, if you have already attended my programs, and if you want to join the program, definitely I'll give you the link as well. But when you join our program, you get to understand the green belt and black belt topics and master black belt topics as well. And you also get the certification. That is all included. Okay. Now, let us do a project. Now we will see the things in action. But before you, let me also talk about some concepts, basic concepts. I was telling you that you cannot improve if you cannot measure, right? Let us take some example. Can you tell me anything which is difficult to measure? Can you tell me anything which is difficult to measure? So there are two types of data. Okay? There are two types of data. The first data is known as continuous, like age. My age is 55.2 years. Okay. That is my age. It has got a unit. It has got a possibility of a decimal point. Okay. Let us take another example. Can you give me another example of continuous data? Cycle time. Recruitment cycle time. 50.3 days. Yeah. Can you give me some more examples? It is known as continuous data because it can be represented on a number line. from minus infinity to plus infinity. Number line is from minus infinity to plus infinity. Yeah. Like 55.2 years can be represented on a number line. It can take any decimal point. So attribute data is, yes, so Victory is telling sales of a product is, yes, you're right. Height and weight is, yes, is telling. Productivity, yes, you're right. Working hours, Rajkumar is telling. Tirumurti is telling happy and unhappy are non-measurable data. Okay, fine. Happiness. So let us take happiness. Yeah. So something which you feel is not measurable, it is known as attribute data. And how can you measure it? You can measure using a measure using counts. So first you have to create categories. You have to create the categories. Say, for example, happiness. Happiness. I can create happy and happy. See, two categories you can easily create very without any much effort. Presence or absence of that particular attribute which you are trying to measure is the category. So happy, unhappy. Some people say, how can I measure feelings? So you can have, happy, sad, angry. These are all feelings. In Facebook, they measure it. Sad, caring, etc. You put a post and people respond with their feelings. So total count. Let's say I want to measure the happiness in the employees of the organization. 100 people I selected and 60 were happy and 40 were unhappy. So this proportion is 0.60 and this is 0.40. Yeah. This becomes total 1. So proportion is nothing but portion out of 1. If the circle is treated as 1, so then 0.6 belongs to happiness and 0.4 belongs to unhappiness, which is 60% and 40%, which is known as 100%. Okay. So this is continuous and attributed data. Similarly, other examples of this could be customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction, you can have different categories, 4 or 5 categories. Very, very, very satisfied, satisfied, neutral, dissatisfied, and extremely dissatisfied. You can have 5 categories. So categories could be more than 5. It could be 10. It could be any number. But count is always discrete. You cannot have 60.1 happy people. There is no decimal point there. So it becomes an attribute data. Okay, I hope. Trust is one example. Trusting, not trusting. Yeah. That's another example. Abdul Javed just gave an example of trust. Yeah. So you can always, pain is another example. 1 to low, very, very low at 10 scale, usually they measure. Now, we are not saying that every measure is perfect. We are not saying that you have to measure every time perfectly. Please understand that. The measure may not be perfect, but some measure is required to make an improvement in the process. Say, for example, if I want to increase happiness in my employees, today I know I'm at 60%, I will like to change to 80%. So this is how I can do change. I can make changes to my happiness of the employees. Then I'll decide, what's making this organization unhappy, like 40% of people, why they're unhappy. We'll do a cause and effect diagram, do a root cause analysis, collect some data, try to correlate the things, and come out with some great solutions. I hope you understood what is continuous and attribute data. Now, it is very important to understand this because the tools which you will be using depends on the type of data you are dealing with. Say, for example, if you are dealing with continuous data, so if you're trying to display the continuous data, you can use a histogram. Histogram means the frequency chart, like for example, age. If I draw all the people what is the age distribution of the people who are attending this training program? So if I collect few samples, I can always say that, well, average age is 35. Most of the people are between 30 to 35. Some are going up to 40, 45, then 50 and 55. Very few people are above 55 and very few people, so it goes to 30, 25 and 20. Very few people are below 25 or 20. Number of people is below 20. It's very, very low. Yeah. This is known as probability distribution curve. And a good point about continuous data is that 99% of the population from where you have drawn the sample lies between this probability distribution curve. You have to estimate this probability distribution curve. So if I had collected 20, 30 samples from the people who are attending this training today, I can predict about all the people who are attending this training. If there are 200 people, in fact, there are more than 200. So in that case, I can predict about almost all the people by just collecting 20, 30 samples. In my green belt and black belt session, I collect the heights of people present in the class. Usually my class sizes are not more than 25. So we take a sample of 20, 25, and we predict about the heights of the whole world. We make a interesting by understanding what is the average, and what is the standard deviation. So Mr. Gauss, he found that most of the repetitive processes, and if you are collecting the data as a continuous data, most of the repetitive processes, they have an average and a standard deviation. Say, for example, if I plot my, traveling time to my home every day. Yeah. One day I take 30 minutes, one day I take 25 minutes, one day I take 35 minutes, 28 minutes, 29 minutes, 32 minutes. I will have an average of 30 minutes and I will have a standard deviation. It could be anything, let's say 5 minutes. Now, please understand, the standard deviation can be easily calculated, and I have even talked about the deriving the formula of standard deviation in a video. If you are interested in knowing about the equation and the formula and how this formula is derived using a logic, I have got a video made in put in Anexas YouTube channel. You can always watch it. But for the time being, as in a yellow belt, you just go with whatever I'm saying. Well, see, the standard deviation, all the discussions on that are given in the link. You can always watch that video later on. those who are interested in statistically oriented, from where I'm getting this x minus x bar squared divided by n minus 1 and square root of that and all that stuff. But today, nowadays, there are all automated tools, Excel sheet, Minitab. I'll be using Minitab. I'll just do a project. When I do a project, I'll be using Minitab as I do the project. Most of the companies, they use Minitab as they implement Six Sigma. So I'll show you how easy it is to calculate those things. But importantly, more importantly, you should be able to understand the applications of that. And Mr. Gauss, Carl Friedrich Gauss, 17th and 18th century, without any laptops and computers, he was able to give a theorem that if you collect 20, 30, 40, 30 samples, 30 is a very good sample size, you can predict about, although 99% of the population, and this population size could be anything, 3,000, 30,000, 3 million, 3 billion, doesn't matter. But you can predict about the whole population by just calculating these values. Okay. I will give an example, one or two examples I'll give. Okay. And then we'll learn that concept, some concept also. Then it will be easy for you when I do the project. Then it will be easy for you to understand almost all the tools. Okay. So I'll be going a little slow here because many people may not have seen these types of diagrams. Yeah. This is known as bell curve. You know, bell looks like a bell, right? Now, if I collect the data of 20 days of my traveling time, and I get my average and standard deviation, I can easily predict about all my travels. I can predict about all the travels. Yeah. All the travels means average is 30. 1 time standard deviation, 1 sigma is how much? X bar plus 1 time standard deviation, how much? X bar is 30. X bar means average. Plus 1 time standard deviation. Standard deviation is 5, right? So this will be 35. Can you tell me what will be 2 times standard deviation? What will come here? What will come here? 40. Yes, many of you are telling Rose, Gopi, Shiva, so many of you. So many of you, even, yeah. Please let me know if you are not understanding. Please let me know. There are quite a few people, like fact today present. So, yeah. So what's happening here? Average is 30. So my average traveling time, most of the time I take 30 minutes. But sometimes I take 35 also, up to 40 also, up to 50 also. Sorry, 45, sorry. The last one is 45. Someone wrote 50, so I just 45, right? Last one is 45. So 99% of the time, 99.73 to be more precise, percent of the time, I will be taking between 15 to 45 minutes. This is known as lower control limit, and this is known as upper control limit. Okay. This is known as lower control limit and upper control limit. This is also known as voice of process. This is also known as voice of process. What is voice of process? My traveling process is telling me that my traveling time is going to vary between how much? This is known as lower control limit, which is 15, and upper control limit, which is 45 minutes. So in a way, my traveling time would look like this as I travel. Sometimes I'm going up, down. Random variation will be there, but I will be always behaving. My process will behave between 15 to 45 minutes. I hope you are with me. Up to here, you are with me. Yeah. Okay, just give me 1 minute. So I hope you are not confused. Up to here, you are. This is known as control charts. Control chart just tells you whether your process is predictable or not. Okay. Means anyone can predict that, the way anyone can predict that, I usually will take 15 to 45 minutes. That's how I will behave. They can even predict it tomorrow, day after tomorrow, 99% confidence they can say, well, you will take between 15 to 45 minutes. Okay. Every process has got this voice. Your machines also produce between 15 tons to 45 tons per day. Your patient waiting time could be between 15 minutes to 45 minutes every time. Your banking, if you are in a bank, your account opening time could be between 15 to 45 minutes. Or no, maybe account opening nowadays, some banks do it in 5 minutes. But let's say customer waiting time in your branch, retail branch, maybe between 15 to 45 minutes. This is known as voice of process. Every machine has a voice. Just collect 30 samples on any measure, and you will get the voice of your machine, the voice of your process, voice of your services. Have you understood this? Up to here, you are with me, yes or no? Yeah. Up to here, you are with me. And if you are not, just let me know if if you have not understood. I'll be happy to explain again. But then, in fact, I would like to tell you more also. So I'll proceed further. If you have understood, well and good. That's good. Most of you are telling you have understood. Now, please understand, we should not worry too much about this variation, which we call it as common cause variation. Common cause variation. Okay. One of you said, how do we measure quality? I'll talk about that also. See, quality would be about attribute data. I'm right now talking about continuous data. Attribute data, I'll come back to this example once again, but some of you said, that what quality? Quality will be error, no error, defect, no defect, So percentage, right? When you are talking about attribute data, you can express in pie chart, happy, not happy, very happy. This is very happy customer, double happy, single happy, neutral, unhappy, and extremely unhappy. Pie chart can be used here, or bar chart can be used. Very happy, happy, neutral. This is bar chart. Here we deal with proportions. Okay. So, generally in advanced, you have one proportion test, two proportion test, chi-square test. They all belong to the attribute data. And here we have means, test of means like t-test, 2t-test, ANOVA, and all these things. They belong to continuous data. And when I have got a continuous and attribute combination, then I have got something else. I can deal differently, which probably I may not be able to talk much about it today, but still I'll show you some glimpses. Okay. But if you have understood continuous and attribute data, you have traveled a good distance till now. And then I will show you some. So you have also learned about histogram. You have learned about normal distribution. You have learned about control charts. The control charts can also be drawn for proportions. It could be proportion of defectives. Number of customer complaints. 15 to 45 is what I receive every day, number of customer complaints. Defective products, how many defective products I produce? 15 to 45. This is the voice of my process. Every process has got a voice. Listen to the voice of process. Now, don't worry about this variation. Sometimes what happens? Let's say this is a sales process. Okay. Sales process, production process, or a process which is producing errors, whatever. Think of anything. See, everything is number. It could be either continuous or attributes. So process, it can come from any organization, any. Now you are understanding why I said it is applicable to all organizations. 15 to 45, let's say sales. Here they achieved a sale of $42,000 per week. Wow, great job done. Everyone is happy. Best ever achieved in the last 2-3 months. 4 months, maybe 6 months. And next week it falls down further. When it became 42, the customer gave a nice party. Not the customer, sorry, the management, the senior man, the boss gave a nice party to the whole team. Wow, well done, team. Then it went down. Then it went further down. Now the boss wants to take back the party. I think when I gave the party, now people have started relaxing. And when it goes down further, then he thinks of taking action. Let me do something about it. And he gets some expert sales speaker, who motivates, who's famous for motivating the people. Hey, come on, you are the guy. You can achieve everything. Yes, you can do it. Come on, come on, come on. And there's, suddenly the sales increase. Now they think that this speaker made the difference. But the Six Sigma green belt and black belt will say this variation is due to common causes. What is common cause? Lot of causes are acting on my system and producing this variation. It is not, you cannot assign any reason. Even if that speaker was not there, still you would have gone up, because what has gone up will come down. This is a random variation. This is how you are going to behave. There's no reason. Collectively, lot of things are acting on our system and producing this variation. But if you want to really make that difference, you have to breach the control limits. This is the real improvement, my dear friend. This is what, when you change your control limits, that is your real improvement. New lower control and upper control limits. Are you getting the point? This is like shifting the DNA, changing the DNA of your process. If you do nothing about the process, this process will continue to behave like this forever. The performance is not going to change. If you keep going up, down, worrying about it, nothing is going to happen. You have to take some special effort. And that is what is DMAC. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. Unless you do DMAIC, then only you will bring real change in the process. Okay. So let us see how the DMAC is done. Okay. So we'll do a project. We'll try to, see some of the tools and techniques. These are the list of tools and techniques which we will be learning as part of the DMAC. So let us look at that. Define, measure, analyze, improve, control, DMAC. If you ask me, I can take a very simple example. Suppose I want to improve my health. Okay. So let me begin with a very simple day-to-day life example. One of the measure of my health is weight. Okay. So when I want to reduce my weight, that can be a project. So first I define my problem. I am at 90 kg and my goal is to make it 80 kg. Okay. Define phase. I defined the problem and goal. I have also formed a team. Team could be my doctor, my family members, etc., who is interested in my health, my dietitian, the gym trainer, etc. Then I start measuring the data. I start monitoring my weight, 89, 89.2, 90.3, etc., etc. I make a histogram. I get my control limits. My control limits today are 89 to 91 kg. This is how my weight is variation. And this day-to-day variation is always there. I'm not worrying about it. This is known as common cause. See, if you keep worrying, oh, today my weight increase, decrease, decrease, increase, increase, this is all not of this is of no use. This is of no use. You will continue to operate between some control limits. Your weight has also got some control limits. Okay. If you want to improve something, you have to do a DMAC. That's what I'm telling you. You have to make a real difference. So you also have a LCL, you will get an average, your weight average is 90 kg, standard deviation is 0.33 kg. You are getting plus minus 1, 3 times 0.33 becomes 1, right? So 89 to 91, you are varying. This is the way you are. But I did this project, by the way, 3 years ago, and I'm telling you the real story. Then I made a cause and effect diagram. See, the weight is varying because of lots of stuff. There could be diet. Can you tell me why? What could be the reasons of high weight? Just let me know. Just let me know. Write down in the chat box. Yes. So diet, portion. Yes, you're right. Portion of the food. Absolutely right. Stress. Okay, very good. Poor diet, lack of exercise, or Orevogin is telling, right? Okay. Physical activity, DEROS, sedentary lifestyle, diet, and okay, yeah, Madhu, Abdul Aziz, a lot of responses. Everyone is an expert. Sleep, yes. Lifestyle. So, stress, travels, yeah. Now, Mr. Pareto, he was an Italian economist who found that 80% of the money in Italy was with 20% of the people. Yeah. 80-20 rule, he called this 80-20 rule. 20% of the people have 80% of the money. And this is true for all processes. Here also, 80% of my weight issues are due to 20% of the causes. Now, which are these 20% of the causes? You have to understand which are these 20% of the causes. Not every cause is equally responsible for me. See, for me, the root causes might be different. For you, the root causes might be different. I have to collect the data, and I collected the data. Based on that, I found sleep, the portion of food. Diet was good. I was eating the right food. No sugar, although I don't have any diabetes, but still I was not eating sugar. And all these things, I'm not eating too much of butter and all that oil, etc. But yeah, but I was eating too much of good food. So that is also. And another thing, sleep. Sleep was like it was affected due to my travels. So I took an action on that. So I improved only on the root causes. Improvement on root causes. And when I improved on the root causes only, and I came out with some suggestions, and then finally I was able to change the control limits of my process, my weight, which became 79 to 81. As of now, it is between 79 to 81. Recently, it has gone above, but I have to take a day. See, whenever it goes above the control limit, I have to take some special action. And if I do that, I will bring it back to, we call it a special cause. Special cause means something special is happening with you. And that is to be taken care of. So you have to act on the special cause always. Whenever you breach the control limits, see, breaching the control limit always will not be a bad news. It could be good news also. Like here, if you see, I breached the control limits and I got a new control limits. Now, new way. This is my new normal. This was my old normal. Now, this is my new normal. Right. new normal distribution. And I'm able to sustain it for a long, long time. This is what DMAC is: define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. Let us do this project. So whenever you are doing a project, first you form a team. So here our process is recruitment process. We want to reduce the recruitment cycle time in a company. The champion or the sponsor is the head of the department in whose process you are doing the project. Process owner is the person who is the manager of the process in whose process you are doing the project. Master Black Belt is the person who is guiding. Now, problems are not in the people, problems are in the processes. So how do you develop that mindset? By making a SIPOC: supplier, input, process, output, and customer. So if you remember, if you go back, to where we started in the beginning, we made a value stream map. I hope you remember this. So S for suppliers, I for inputs, P for process, O for output, C for customers, SIPOC. So miniature version of this, miniature version of the value stream map is the SIPOC. So you identify the high level map. Okay. So Abdul, yeah, okay, Abdul, don't worry. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. So customers, departments. Departments are the customers who are getting the recruited candidates. Output. Whenever you are doing the SIPOC, start with customers. Outputs. Process. Inputs. Suppliers. Right to left. It's easier. So you identify the customers, recruited employee. Now, the measure on the output is the measure that we are trying to improve. Recruitment time is one of the measures which I want to improve, which we call it as Y. Y is the output measure, recruitment time. And the recruitment time is dependent on lots of measures, which we call it as X factors. X. Like processes, receiving the resumes, interviewing the shortlisted candidates, all these are processes. Time taken to receive the resume, time taken to interview the candidates. These are all X factors. X means measures on the process, measures on the inputs. Now, X factors are responsible for the Y. Yeah. X factors are responsible for the Y. Don't worry about the result. Y is the result. But the causes are X factors. So worrying about Y is not going to yield anything. Worry about the X factors. And X factors are in your control. Y is just an output. So when you want to make a difference in Y, in recruitment time reduction, or anything, whatever, delay, error, recruitment time, in my case earlier, wait, you need to work on the X factors. Okay. So I already told you that you can't improve if you cannot measure, and you can measure everything. And I already talked about it in the beginning. There are two types of data: continuous and attribute data. So one of that measure, here we have chosen recruitment time. We will take and we will write a problem statement that it is taking 50 days to recruit employees today, and we would like to reduce it to 30 days. 50 days to be reduced to 30 days. This is our project charter. We form a team also. We also tell, now, if we are able to do, it will impact the organization by some money. Every project gives you some money. You are taught some tools and techniques to convert all improvements into money when you attend the green belt and black belt session. In the measure phase, we start collecting the data not only on the Y, but also the X factors. So I want to reduce my recruitment time, but along with that, I start collecting data on, first I will identify my X factors, and then I'll start collecting the data on that also. Because Y is output, X is the input. Y is the effect, X is the cause. Y is the symptom, X is the problem. Y is you can monitor, X you can control. When you go to when I go to the doctor, when I'm not well, I'm having fever, the symptom is the fever and the measure is the temperature. So I'm having, let's say, 37.8 degrees Celsius. Yeah. 104 degrees Fahrenheit, whatever is the measure, you follow. And after that, you find that doctor will not act on the symptom. Doctor will do cause and effect analysis. He will find lots of possible factors are there which may lead to my, this particular temperature. What he will do, he will investigate, he will collect the data. He will maybe do some blood tests, X-ray, etc. And after that, he will give the medicine. So similarly, a black belt or a green belt is like a physician to the process. The process owner will come to the black belt saying that, well, my customer is unhappy, a lot of complaints are there, quality issues are there, errors are there, delays are there. And green belt and black belt generally will collect the data, understand the root causes. How? Let us see. So first you display the data, histogram. So for this, usually you use Minitab. I'll show you here. So these are very easily done in Minitab. We collected the data for this process. Recruitment time, 15 recruitments. These were the times taken. And we can make a histogram. Average is 50 days and standard deviation is around 4.7, which is 5 days approximately. So this is how my process is behaving today. I can get my normal distribution curve. I can even do the histogram also. I can do the control chart also. I can see how the process is behaving. Well, it is between 36 to 64 days. This is how recruitments happen in my organization, typically 36 to 64 days. And I need not worry too much about this variation. This is the way we are. This is the way our staff is trained, our processes, policies, approval systems, and funds, etc. All these things typically deliver this 36 to 64 days. There is nothing particular that something is wrong with the person here. It is a system. It is the way we operate, right? Now we need to change, isn't it? So we also calculate sigma level, but in the yellow belt, we will not discuss too much about sigma level, but there's something called sigma level. When you say you are at 6 sigma, you are telling that you're just making 3 defects in 1 million opportunities. So usually you first identify the defect. What is a defect here? Any recruitment taking more than 60 days is a defect. So you count how many defects? 27 defects out of 47. So in 1 million, how many defects you would have produced? And based on that, you convert it to a sigma level. So higher the sigma level, better is your process. So if we are at, let's say here, we are at 1.1 sigma, which is around 600 defects in 1 million. Around 60% or 62% recruiters are not satisfying the customer's requirement. Now it comes to analyze phase. Now we will start analyzing. So now we can take 2 doors, process door and data door. Process door is about making an as-is process map. As-is process map means like the way people generally do the work as it is, not the ideal way of doing the work. Then Gemba walk, value-added, non-value-added analysis, or you can do a cause and effect diagram, uh, control impact matrix, Pareto chart, box plots, scatter plots. We'll see a few of these tools right now. First, we do the extensive process map. Now, this is the bigger process map, not like CPHQ. CPHQ was a very high-level process map. This is a extensive process map. That's a detailed process map. And here we'll try to identify the waste, the 7 or 8 wastes which we described in the beginning. Transportation, movement, rework, something goes wrong, again you are doing, all these we'll try to reduce as much as possible. We can also use a technique called escape technique. Ask 5 questions. Can I eliminate? Can I simplify? Can I combine? Can I automate? Can I do in parallel? If you want to know about the escape process with an example, I will give you a link here. You can watch it later on. You can save these links somewhere, and you can always watch these links. And we will also send you an email. If you are interested, we will send you all these things in email also. But better to write them down so you can save these links. Escape means ask 5 questions on every step. Can I eliminate? Can I simplify? Can I combine? Can I automate? Can I do it in parallel? You will come out with a new process in 2 to 3 hours. If you have this discussion, you will come out with totally a new process. That is known as escape technique. Then comes your cause and effect diagram. Invite all the people and give them there's a method called man, machine, material, method, measurement, 6 M's, as we say. Try to brainstorm on different aspects. Why recruitments are high, taking more time. People will come out lots of causes. Don't put brakes. They can think of anything. Allow them to think whatever they want to say. Write down all the causes. And then out of these causes, not everything will be very important. Only 20% of them. Some of them will be redundant, similar in nature. So you'll combine the similar things together. And then finally, you come out with, maybe you can do the voting or apply Pareto. Pareto means, you will say which cause is appearing most of the time, which cause is having most of the time higher weightage. Then you can do a Pareto chart. So you can arrange the number of votes at descending order. And let me show you in Minitab also, the same thing. It can be done in Minitab. So when you join my Greenbelt session, you learn all these techniques. We'll do it together. Right now, I'm just demonstrating, but we'll do it together if you join my Greenbelt sessions. So man, machine, material, method, measurement, etc. Now we have brainstormed on all the causes, man-related causes, machine-related causes, measurement, material-related causes. And quickly you can ask for a cause and effect diagram, which will tell me that, okay, these are the causes. These are the causes leading to the delayed recruitment. Now, which of them are appearing most of the time? So I collect some data. Some of the causes will appear again and again. So every time there is a delay, I assign a cause to it. And you'll find that some of the time, some causes appear again and again, repeating. So I'll ask for a Pareto chart. Pareto chart will tell you that assessment time appears to be the most common reason. Then comes job description not available, approval time, and types of hiring. So these are the primary 4 reasons which are actually impacting, which are affecting my recruitment time. And then I will work on them. Okay. And I will work on them and I will take an action. I can also further, maybe if you can take a little bit of more complicated tools, I can even talk more about it. So you can further validate these causes. You can further validate these causes. For example, here I found that approval time is affecting my recruitment time. Means it appears from the Pareto chart, it indicated that approval time is like affecting my recruitment time a lot. So whenever my both the data are continuous in nature and I want to correlate them, just to remember, there are two types of data. Yeah. If I want to correlate age and recruitment time, means more people with higher ages, are they taking more time? Like here, recruitment time and age. It may happen. It may be correlated. Higher the age, more time it takes to recruit that employee. Maybe. I don't know. Or it could be something like this. This is known as scatter plot. If I want to know the recruitment time or let's say age, I want to correlate happiness with age. Let's say age and happiness, are they correlated? Here I cannot use scatter plot because it is not continuous and continuous data. It's a continuous and attribute data. So here I'll use something called as, let me draw, yeah. It is known as box plot. Happy, unhappy. Sorry, unhappy. Please read it as unhappy. I'm in a hurry right now. Time is there, right? Time remaining 10 minutes only. So yeah, unhappy. And age. Now, I'm just making an assumption. People with more age are happy. And people with youngsters are unhappy. Or it could be other way around. Actually, it should be other way around. Right? Maybe, I don't know. I have to collect the data. See, in God we trust, rest others bring data. So we don't trust anyone except data. Yeah. It could be like this also. So I'll say youngsters are happier as compared to, or it could be like this. It is not related to age. Youngsters are unhappy as well as happy. Oldies are also happy as well as unhappy. Oldies like me. They are also happy as well as. So then there is no relation. So what I'm trying to do here is, I'm trying to correlate X and Y. When I see there is a relationship, I will get an opportunity to improve. And if there is no relationship, I'll say, well, there is no relationship. So for example, if I see recruitment and approval time, I will try to draw a scatter plot because both are continuous data. And I'll see whether it is related. Okay, let us see, related or not. Okay. So here, I will look at approval time. Well, it is related. Approval time, as it becomes more, for some cases, it took a lot of time. That means I need to work on approval time. Approval time is a root cause, and let me try to change my approval process, do something about it, and I will impact my recruitment time. But how about assessment time? Is it impacting? Well, let us see. I don't know. Let the data tell me that. Okay, the data is telling me assessment time taken to assess the employee. Well, it has nothing to do with the recruitment. Overall impact is not there. It doesn't have much impact. So don't worry about it. You will be wasting your time if you try to reduce your assessment time to reduce the recruitment time, right? Then similarly, now recruitment time and let's say job description availability. Now I cannot make scatter plot here. I have to make a box plot. The box plot will be like something like this. So I've not trained you in box plot fully, but still I'll draw it for you. Job description availability. Available, not available. So whenever the job description is available, A means available, recruitment times were less. And when it is not available, it is high. Now, is there a statistically significant difference? An ANOVA can tell us that. So when it's attributed continuous, I'll use ANOVA. When it's continuous and continuous, I'll use scatter or regression. So all these combinations you learn. They're not difficult. These are jargon. Sometimes people say they're afraid. Nothing. Come to my session, everything will be clear. All complications, I will make it easier. With a very short time, I don't know if I could do justice to those great tools, but there are so great, like you can use prediction equations, regression equations, using chi-square test, p-values. You can make predictions. You can talk about the relations. You can, with confidence, you can make some, decisions. And with confidence, you can say, well, this is the root cause and this is not. Well, this organization actually did that. They were able to, this is the summary of the tools which we used. When it is continuous data, we use a histogram. Attribute data, we use a Pareto chart. Continuous and attribute combination, we use a box plot. Continuous, we use a scatter plot. Attribute and attribute, we use a Pareto chart. And some basic tools I just showed you. There are some advanced tools also. Join my interactive live session, and you can get to know more about it. Then they came out with a lot of improvement techniques. We teach you a lot of good improvement tools and techniques, improvement brainstorming techniques, very, very powerful brainstorming techniques. You can always apply them to create very creative solutions. So there's not much time to talk about that. In fact, that was one of the interesting parts. But anyway, some tools I can give it to you on a link on your YouTube channel. You can always have a look. Those who want, they can also see my program in Hindi as well. So यही program यदि आप हिंदी में चाहें तो ये उपलब्ध है हिंदी में भी. And I have also done a program with English and Arabic combined with a translator. So that is also available. And yeah, so this organization worked on the root causes, and they implemented the proper implementation plan they came out with, and then they put proper control systems. So they should not go back to their original state. It should not happen that you improved the process, reduce your recruitment cycle time, then you go back. So they put some control charts, control actions, review systems in place, so that they were able to sustain the gains for a long, long time. So, and finally, they saved $760,000 from this project. Just wanted to show you this, the one more, this is something before and after scenario which every CEO would like to see. What was the situation before and what was the situation after? So this is the slide generally a CEO wants to see. Now, this is a statistically significant difference. Not like, this is not like going up and down, then feel happy about it. Then it will again go up, right? So this is the natural variation. So don't get engaged in these kinds of variations. Customer complaints yesterday were 30, now 20, very happy, then became 25, unhappy, then becomes 19, happy. This is not the way to manage your process. Get your control limits and change the control limits for the better. That is the real improvement. And that is what is going to make a difference to your process, to your customers, and to your organizations. So please join my sessions. I have got my dates. I'll give you the dates also. My team, if you can just publish those dates. Meanwhile, I'll be happy to answer your questions. And if you want to ask any questions, the certificates also will be given to you. But before that, let me tell you about the dates. These are the dates coming up. So Saturday, Sunday batch is starting from 17th, and Friday, Saturday batch is starting from 22nd. And then another batch starting on 27th also. So you can join any of them. These are the batches which we can always train. These are the, if you are joining, there are some combinations available. Lean and Six Sigma Green plus Black Belt, and you can receive our data science or Power BI training and certification for free. And it will be much more discounted for you. And if you join first 10 enrollments will get much more further special discount. So if you are interested in that, feel free to at least show the interest and then fill in the registration form. And if you need the fees in your own currency, we'll be happy to give you that fees to you separately. You can just fill in a form. Just wanted to take a poll. If you are interested in, just give me 1 minute. If you can just take a poll first. These are dates also. I'll talk about the dates, but if you can take this poll, that will help me to reach out to you. So those who are interested, I'll give some excellent offers to you through the email. So I'll be sending those offers and through the organization. And if you are registering for the training, these 2 trainings, I'll be the trainer. So I have to, although we have got lots of trainers with us, but here, I'd like to say that if you join these batches, I'll be happy to have you in my classroom. And although all the trainers are really good and very good experience and excellent people, but try to join my training. Why not? So just wanted to request you and also invite you to join my trainings. I also conduct lots of other trainings like free PMP training, introduction, CPHQ workshops, data science workshop, Power BI workshops. So if you are interested, you can always join these training sessions also. So feel free to submit your interest if you are interested. That if you want to attend immediately or very soon, then I'll send you the offers immediately. If you want to attend later, then we will be in touch. And yeah, thanks a lot.